What the guys are you doing? Let's do another pick a card. Today's going to be what's happening. I like to do that on Mondays just to have a flavor of the week, but it can be any day of the week. And yes, the hair is darker. It changed the hair color. Does it change the hair situation? No. But anyhow, moving on. 1, 2, 1, 2. Part number 1, what's happening? Judgment. 9 of Pentacles and 6 of Cups. Interesting. Well, it is whole happening indeed, because we have what we call the purge. So judgment is part number 1, because part number 2 generally is temperance. So we are in phase number 1 when it's about purging, going to the skeleton of who we are. We're probably very kind of naked here emotionally. You really go to the core of what you want, what you don't want, what you found acceptable and what you don't. And it's important to have those moments when you just have a moment and just sit calm and, you know, tranquil, and really see the situation for what it is, and be very brutally honest with yourself. Where do you stand? And maybe your person as well doing the same thing. So we have an idea of you receiving the fruit of your labor. Maybe the fact that you both had the moment to go to the core, you know what you bring to the relationship. And if it's about obviously love, it would be longevity with Pentacle. But if it's purely business, you could actually receive the fruit of your labor. But it's been a long journey, very long. You had to really dive in and really push yourself at times when you didn't feel like doing anything particularly, but you had to keep going. And people will appreciate that about you. You're very elegant, you keep going, you don't feel sorry for yourself, you keep pushing. You maybe start again another business or start a new venture, start again, but you keep pushing, and eventually it will pay. Absolutely. But the problem is when you go with Pentacle energy, it takes a long time. And you're thinking, well, how much longer can I carry on? But you keep pushing, and that's what the universe sees, that you are disciplined, you keep going. And that is power, all right? So I would say there could be an idea of obviously love story. It could be someone you already know who wants to come with a present toward you, flowers or others. Someone who wants to give you an opportunity as well, because that could be how you're going to receive the fruit of your labor. That someone you already know, someone who know your work, will bring you the opportunity or possibility of work together and to grow, and finally to get to the next level. After that judgment, that purge, you will have temperance when you balance yourself, they balance themselves, and you balance each other. But you will receive the fruit of your labor. And a lot of people will say, well, you remain very elegant regardless, even though it was really difficult, you were there. Absolutely. Showing up every single day. That is taking a lot of discipline. And success quite often is discipline. Simple. You try one more time. When other people just let go, you try one more time and you keep showing up. Bingo. And same for relationship. You keep working on it. I bury myself in work to forget you. Yes, a lot of people do that because it's, you know, at least with work, eventually, if you work hard enough, you will have result. With relationship or any kind of relationship, it's kind of like, you can put a lot of effort, be there consistently, and it still doesn't pay. So, you know, after a while, it's true. Working is the best way to keep your finances in a good state, first of all, so you're not, you know, without any money. But it's a way to escape. You cannot do that forever, because work, it's okay, it's one thing, it's one tank, but you have other tanks that you need to keep in balance. Okay, so necessity. Gratitude. Make gratitude your new attitude. The star will shine brighter upon you. All in your world will become lighter indeed. Be in gratitude always, because even though it was a long journey, even though you had to keep trying, keep pushing, keep going, you're always grateful for what you have, even though it was maybe not much for a while, or really nothing was coming through, but you still appreciate you were alive, you had a roof over your head, or you have a friend you can stay with. You always have something to be grateful for. And it's important to stay in that attitude of gratitude. Very important, because if you do not enjoy the simple things in life, then you're always going to be running after something. Always. So that's not right. Learn and purge and go to what is really truly important. Go to the skeleton of who you are. Go to the core, right? Courage. I found the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Yeah, a lot of courage to work, and to keep pushing. You keep that. You kept at it. You kept going, regardless. You kept going, and that is your signature. That is your way of doing things. You don't give up. You keep pushing, and you went really deep, but you kept pushing, and that courage will pay off. And someone who loved you or saw you or know you for a long time ago, will always recognize those qualities in you. You're disciplined, you're a hard worker, you don't fluff around, you keep going. And that is something you can be proud of. Because a lot of people, they're very fluffy, they try, oh, it doesn't work, don't do it. You kept going. Sometimes when you keep going in the wrong relationship, for example, or the wrong job, you have to find a balance where, it's important not to, lose yourself in a position or in a relationship, because maybe sometimes you just have to accept it's never going to work, right? Okay. Bountiful nature. Spending time in nature helps shift you to a higher vibration and remind you of God, universe, infinite abundance. Go outside and enjoy a walk or hike with your pet, meditate beneath a tree, garden, sit under the stars, or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness. Absolutely. When you go in nature, and that can be in your garden, doesn't have to be a major park or something magnificent, but you reconnect with what is real and recognizing that you are part of a bigger, scenario. And that's not just you with your life, not saying that your life is not important, but when you feel like I'm part of a big, big, big universe, and just looking at the sky, I do that every morning, look at the sky and say, I'm ready to receive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is a recognizing that I'm part of that bigger universe, and not everything is about me and my life. Is also a bigger story out there. So when you understand that, then you have a different perspective on things, different perspective of what is important, what is depending on you or not. So that makes all the difference in the world. Beautiful. It's a nice reminder, because sometimes we tend to just be on our little life and thinking, oh my god, when you realize that nature can take care of so many things, the universe can take care of you, definitely, no doubt about it. Okay, so what do we have? Chemistry. There is a strong magnetic attraction here. Yes, absolutely. But maybe as well, there's not just attraction, there's love. And maybe going through that attraction was a first signal that you had something very powerful, but then there's so much more. Okay, I think as you deepen that connection, you will see there was just much more than just an attraction. But the attraction is simply something that makes you aware that you exist, and you look at each other like, oh, I notice you. That is the first attraction, and then you dig a little bit deeper and you see something else, and that is beautiful. Okay, so part number 2 is happening. What do we have? 4 of Swords, 9 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. Well, it's a bit of a journey here. Maybe, you had someone who was juggling 2 people, or you had to juggle so many things. You have to be here, there, everywhere. And you start to feel like a little bit under pressure, and feeling like, I don't really want to be either a lover or some kind of, side bite on the side, excuse me. I don't want that at all. Or I don't want to be bringing a lot of things on my shoulder, more responsibility, because it's all down to me. No. And also, you're coming to that ending of that cycle. We're on the 9 of Wands. We're going to get to the 10 of Wands, when you really going to appreciate, I can't carry everything and everyone all the time. I just have to go back to number 1, S of Wands. So the 9 of Wands is a lot of like that delay, problem. It's very like, oh my god, it's just taking forever. But it's a lesson for you to realize, I can't be in 2 places at once. This is impossible. I cannot carry everything. I can't do the job of 2 people, 3 people, and being paid the same amount. And also, I can't just do all of this by myself. I mean, there's only 24 hours in a day. But also because you feel like exhausted, because in my opinion, you're finishing a karmic debt. So when you feel like everything is slow, there is a problem, always something coming to disturb the, the tranquility, you're thinking, what on earth? Is because you have a karmic debt, possibly. And when you have that, you have to go through a certain amount of work. So then you pay back the karmic debt because one of your ancestors did something wrong. And during that time, you feel like you swimming in mud, nothing is moving forward, it is exasperating. And of course, you realize suddenly, well, no, it doesn't matter what I do, it's not working. And then bingo, when the calming date is paid off, bingo, you can actually swim in the ocean, and things seems to be easier, cooler, more in flow, and suddenly, yes, everything is falling into place nicely. In the meantime, you're healing the inner child as well. So it's not a punishment. You're simply the best one or the strongest one of all your ancestors to be able to do this. But as well, he bring you to the level of emperor, empress, because you're going through 9 of 1, then the 10 of 1, 9 of sword, 10 of sword. Then you're an emperor and empress. All right. So you might say, well, I don't really care becoming an emperor and empress, but that is what you can do this lifetime. And being an emperor and empress is pretty cool. It's not for the faint-hearted. It is hard work, but when you get there, you have so much peace within. It's magnificent. I look for you everywhere. Yeah, someone is definitely trying to find you because they're working as well on their calming debt, and they know that there is something out there better for them. But they actually keep pushing at the moment, and very soon it will get there. So I would say as well, maybe someone who was hesitating between two, maybe have chosen to stay with the other person, and now they're coming to an ending with that other person and trying to find you again. Too little, too late. Is it really gonna work? Let's wait and see. There's only so much we can do, right? Peace. No matter where you are or what you're doing, inner peace is always possible. Here you go. All it takes is a subtle shift in awareness. Think love and peace will follow. Indeed. You see what I mean? That's when you get to Emperor, Empress, you're very peaceful. It's not a walk in the park. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But when you get to that point, you know your worth, you know the worth of people around you, you know where you stand, you're grounded. That is magnificent. That's all I can wish you, is that peace. Oh my goodness, absolutely. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can be an emperor and empress at any age. It's a process. It takes a lot, but my goodness, when you get to the point, whew, denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Yeah. It is very possible that someone deny you at some point and chose someone else. They were also obviously playing the field, and now they can sense that maybe they have some karmic debt to pay as a result. Because the karmic debt is also you doing something wrong, or your person doing something wrong and having to pay for it. And karma lately is much faster. Normally it would take a couple of years. Now it takes a couple of weeks or something like that. It's a boom, almost instant. On the instant. What? Okay. Almost right now. All right. It's a bank holiday here, so maybe the brain is not there. No idea. Okay. Do the work. Okay, let's go. It's not enough to dream or pray. You also got to take the positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. Consistently. We have talked about that on the first pile. Same thing, you know, you want to make things happen, you're going to have to pay that karmic debt. You're going to have to do the inner work. You're going to have to go through the 9 of 1, 10 of 1, and then get to the S of 1. Same thing for the sword. You do the work and you are consistent. Anyway, what else can you do? You have to keep going. You cannot just like, okay, that's it. That's the end. No. Maybe you can have a moment like that, like, well, I don't see the exit door here. I don't know what to do. Just keep pushing, keep going. Keep going, because it will eventually pay off. Inevitably. So yes, sometimes you feel like, ooh, this karmic debt, this too, this karmic debt is taking forever. Yeah, but there is a reason for it. So just trust the process, trust the universe. You're not on your own. So we have 2 here. Wedding. This situation involves marriage. Retreat is time to disconnect from the world. Yeah, because you had to retreat because someone maybe chose you or chose someone else instead of you. You had to retreat. What are you going to do? If they were married with someone else and they still play the field with you, then you had to back off, because like when you found out, wow, that was painful. But that was a pain you need to go through for some reason. Maybe for them too. They realized they married the wrong person. Oh, damn. Well, they married the karmic. Maybe to have children together, maybe to pay the karmic debt. Now the karmic debt's coming to an end. They manifested you already, maybe. But we're not there yet. Just we have to keep pushing, keep waiting for things to evolve the right way. And then you might get married with that person. but that person need to be also spending time on their own and retreat, so then they know where they stand and who they are, because you don't want some kind of washy person who might hesitate again after being with you and maybe find someone else again. I don't know. So on this note, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Ciao.